Welcome to Officers Adda 247 YouTube channel. This is another morning, this is another session where we are going to discuss some very important concepts, and based on that we are going to understand some very important questions. And this is a foundation series where we are just discussing every chapter, every topic in very detailed way. Let's start the session. Okay, one very important update from our side, that is our target batch is going to start from 7th March, where we are just targeting for the JIB and in very aggressive way. All right, that means we will discuss everything that is important for your examination, and this is also a very convenient price. Like you just only have to use the code, that is Y422, and you just avail the discount up to 80%, and that I think very maximum. Okay, you can just enroll in this batch, and that batch is a very important in terms of the examination. So that batch is going to start from the 7th March. So I think that you all should just enroll in this batch. Okay, so let's start the session. Okay, we actually just started a chapter depreciation before 2 to 3 days, and now this is just a time when we just discussing the last method of the depreciation, that is sum of your digit method. That is important for your exam point of view. So let's discuss this. Okay, so till now we actually understand about what is depreciation, what is how we solve the questions that of the depreciation using the method of the straight line method, how we can solve the questions by declining balance method, how we can solve the questions of the double declining balance method. So these all of the methods we actually discuss, and in very detailed way we discuss, and whatever the questions and whatever the things I just explaining you, that all just based on the previous year base questions. So that's why I'm just focusing on to the point sessions. So if I say what is the depreciation, and depreciation basically uses the company for the tax benefit purposes, for just accumulating fund for replacement of the current asset. Okay, so that's why the depreciation just uses in the companies. Okay, so now we are just going to understand another method for the calculating the depreciation, that is sum of year digit method. Like I always say that accounting is very simple. The only thing that you have to understand, every term in the accounting itself represent its name. Like the sum of year digit method, like in this the sum of year digit method, which itself representing that here the years digit method, we have to just sum of that. Okay, so in the sum of year digit method, usually what we do, so like the first concept of calculating the depreciation, you always have to consider the total cost of asset. The first thing, you always have to consider the total cost of asset, and after that, if any salvage value, if any residual value is given, so you have to just subtract from the total cost of an asset, and just in the simplest way, and if the useful life is given, and for the useful life, and what we understand by the useful life, that till that year, or say till that term, like any asset that would work very fine way. Okay, so that is known as an useful life of an asset. So what I describe you in my sessions for the sum of year digit method, if I say, so what will be how we can solve the questions like this. Suppose that useful life is given the 5 years for any asset. Okay, so what we understand by this, one more thing I would like to say, that this useful life, you have to understand that the useful life of any asset is the period over which an asset is expected to be available for use by an entity, say by an entity, or the number of the productions and the units expected to be obtained from the asset, like by an entity. So that is a useful life, that is like it is 5 years given. So after the useful life, whatever the value of the assets that given, that actually known as your salvage value, or you can also say that that is residual value. So now the point is, when we have to solve the questions using the sum of year digit method, how we can solve this. So suppose that useful life that is 5 years given, so we have to start with the 5, after that 4, after that 3, after that 2, and after that 1. Look, as a method it's self-representing, that is sum of years digit method. That means if the 5 years, that means we have to just sum of the year digit method. So the same that we have to just sum up all these years digit, and this sum that would be equal to the 15, right? After that, just understand, look, companies mostly use this just we why we started with the 5, now the why we started with the 5, because the company just want to depreciate, or say just want to represent of its asset just higher for the first year, and after that lower, after that lower, after that lower, after that lower. Okay, so this is actually the series, like company just want to represent, and this is usually just for the tax benefit purposes the company use this. So like company just represent its asset like it is highly depreciated for the first year, highly depreciated for the first year, and after that it is just gradually decreases. Okay, so this is actually the series for like it is started from the 5. And so many times in the examination the question is also from the formulas, like if I say that first year depreciation, so what would be considered for the first year depreciation? So this will be considered as a first year depreciation, this will be considered as for the second year depreciation. Why? Because we usually, companies or firm or organization usually keep the depreciation or say higher depreciation in the initial years. Okay, so that's why we started with the 5. And this is a concept behind this, like suppose that if we are just going to solve this for the, this is the first year depreciation, this is second year depreciation, this is third year, this is fourth year, and this is a fifth year depreciation. Okay, this is a fifth year, this is fourth year, this is third year, this is second, and this is first year. So whenever you have to calculate, suppose that fourth year depreciation, so how you can calculate? So we know that this is first year, this is second, this is third, this is fourth year. Okay, so fourth year depreciation that will be equal to 2 by 15. Why we uses the 2 here? Because in the fourth year actually 2 years of useful life is remaining of the asset we purchase. Okay, so that's why we uses the 2 here in the very simplest term. Like if we and many times in the examination the same way questions use just asked in the by the examiner, I always just say that in the exam you will find a conceptual questions more than the numerical questions. So if I say that, like what will be the formula for the sum of your digit method, so number of the so the number of the useful life that is remain, and it is divided by the total number of the years. Okay, it's total number of the, or say total sum of year digit. So that would be equal to that would be just divided by this, and it is multiplied by the total cost of an asset. So that would be total cost of an asset and minus your residual value or say salvage value. Okay, so this is how we solve the questions of the sum of year digit method. So the it is very important, and we just understand more briefly or from the questions. Okay, so let's understand with the question. Question is a computer that is purchased for 62,000 rupees and its salvage value that is assumed as 2,000 rupees. So what will be the amount of the depreciation in the second year on the basis of the sum of year digit method if useful life of the computer that is given 5 years. Okay, so like I say that whenever you have to solve the questions related to sum of year digit method, and this method is very important from the exam point of view, like you always just get based on like this question based on the sum of digits method in the 2 marks in the examination. So that is very important to understand. So what you have to do whenever the useful life of the computer that is given 5 years, that means we will start with the 5. Suppose that useful life of a computer that is given 10 years. So from where we just going to start from, then we will start with the 10. Okay, 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 in this. But here useful life that is given 5 years. So 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, as the name itself representing that sum of year digit method, that means 5 4 3 2 plus 1, and that equals to the 15. Now the again thing, again, that is if we just talking about what will be the first year depreciation. So first year depreciation that would be equal to your 5. Why we are just using the 5 year? Because number of, for the first year, number of the useful life that has remained for your computer just a 5 years. Okay, that's why we just using the term that is 5, and it would be divided by the 15, that is total number of, or say total sum of the years, is it? So 5 by 15, and that would be multiplied by the total cost of an asset, whatever the asset you purchase. Suppose that total cost of the computer that is given, and minus the salvage value, or say the residual value. Okay, so from here you just going to solve the calculation of the first year depreciation. So the question, if the question that is calculate the first year depreciation, so that would be your first year depreciation, and that would be your fifth year depreciation. You should very easily understand this. That is first year depreciation, this is second year depreciation, this is third year, this is fourth year, and this is the fifth year depreciation. So this is how we actually solve the questions in the examination. So now if the question that is you have to solve the question what will be the amount of the depreciation in the second year. So just tell me what will be the amount of the depreciation in the second year. So for the second year, what term we will use, that is 4. Why? For the second year, 4, that is useful life, that is 4 years that would remain. So that's why you can either understand with this, or you can also understand by this, that is, this is first year depreciation, this is second year depreciation, this is third year depreciation. So we just use 4 by 15, and it would be the total cost of the machine, that is 62,000 rupees given. So just write here 62,000, and the salvage value that is given 2,000. So just subtract this, that 2,000, and another thing that is given, no, that's it. Okay, so we have to just calculate the amount of the depreciation here. So that would be 4 by 15, and that would be multiplied by the your 60,000, right? So that would be equal to 16,000. Everybody is getting the same answer. So that would be your answer. That would be the 16,000. That would be your answer. I hope it is now understandable for everyone. Okay. So this is how, this is very simple. I say depreciation is very simple once you understand everything, that every method you will, every method is just a cakewalk for you guys. Okay. Now just do the another question, that is just do it by your side first. After that I will explain you. Look, Look, here the asset having useful life, that is 5 years given, and another thing that you see, that is you have to solve the question with the sum of year digit method. So what you have to do, if the useful life that is 5 year given, so just started with the 5, after that 4, fifth 3, then 2, then 1, and so the total sum of year digit that would be equal to the 15, right? Now the thing that you have to just calculate the depreciation percentage, or say depreciation rate, right, in the fifth year. So this would be considered as a first year depreciation. This would be considered as a second year depreciation. This would be considered as a third year depreciation. This would be considered as a fourth year depreciation, and this would be considered as a fifth year depreciation rate. Right? This is how we solve. Okay. Now, the thing is, you have to calculate the depreciation percentage in the fifth year. So whenever we are talking about for the we have to calculate the depreciation in the fifth year. So what would be the value for the fifth year? For the fifth year, actually only 1 year useful life that has remained. So we just use the 1, and it is divided by the total sum of year digit, that is 15, and again the total total cost of an asset minus salvage value, that's all. Okay. But the thing that you do not need to calculate here the depreciation amount. Just read the question, because in the options there will be another option that none of these, and by chance you will not getting the options and you just click the none of these options, so that answer that would be your wrong. Okay, so just understand, like it is not about the depreciation amount, because from this we actually just calculate the like total cost of asset and minus salvage value. If salvage value is not given, just understand with the total cost of an asset. But it is the method that that's how we solve the depreciation amount. But we have to just find out here depreciation percentage or say depreciation rate. Okay, so for depreciation rate, if I say how we calculate the depreciation rate, so depreciation rate that would be equal to our, like this is a 1 by 15, so this is a 1 by 15, that would be your depreciation rate. And for calculating the depreciation rate, just multiply by the 100, and the value that you will just calculate this, you will get something 6.67%, right? So that would be your depreciation rate or say depreciation percentage. So you just do not need to confuse any time. Just understand this. If the question that is about the, you have to calculate the depreciation percentage or say depreciation rate. Look, what type of the questions generally examiner ask, like the question is about depreciation rate, the question is about depreciation amount, the question is about value of asset. Okay, or say written down value of an asset, or say written down value of an asset. So this is a type of the questions that examiner usually asks, and you just have to know about the differentiation between these all terms. Okay, so that's a very important thing to understand. So if we have to calculate the depreciation percentage here, so how we can solve, and we have to solve for the fifth here, so how we can solve, we just write here 1 by 15, and for the percentage just multiply by the 100 and you will get the answer. So that would be answer. Okay, now just do another question by your side, and just tell me the answer of this question. Look, if I say that any machine that is purchased for the 1 lakh rupees and its installation charges that are given 50,000, salvage value that is given 30,000. So what will be the amount of the depreciation in the fourth year on the basis of the sum of year digit method we have to calculate. Okay. So the first thing that you see, that sum of year digit method, we just and the useful life that is 5 years given. So now this is very obvious that 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, and that's equal to the 15, right? So as we understand, this is a first year depreciation rate, this is second year, this is third year, this is fourth year, and this is fifth year depreciation. This is a fifth year depreciation rate. Okay, so we have to calculate for the fourth year. So if we just going to just solve for the fourth year, so that would be first, second, third, fourth. So for the fourth year, if I say, if we have to calculate the depreciation amount, look, this is a depreciation amount, so that would be 2 by 15, right? That would be 2 by 15 multiplied by the, again, you always have to do the questions of the depreciation with the total cost of an asset. So that would be our total cost of the machine, and that just deducted by the your salvage value or say your residual value. Okay, right? So now this is 2 by 15 for the fourth year. Okay, we are calculating for the fourth year. Just understand this. So the total cost of a machine, if I say that is, it is purchased for the 1 lakh rupees, and installation charges that is 50,000, salvage value that is 30,000 is given. So total cost of the machine, if I say what would be, it is, that would be 1,50,000 rupees, that is total cost, and the salvage value that is 30,000, right? So that would be just right by this way. After that, this would be 2 by 15 and multiplied by this would the value of the 1,20,000, right? and when we are just going to solve this, we will get the value that is 16,000. So that would be your depreciation amount for the fourth year. Is it right for everyone? Is it understandable for everyone, right? So that would be your answer for this question. The answer of this question, that is 16,000. Okay, for the fourth year, the amount of the depreciation for the fourth year. So that would be your answer. So that's all for this session. I hope this lecture is useful for you. And if you're liking our effort, please do not forget to hit the like button on this video, and do not forget to enroll the target batch that is actually going to start from the Monday. And the process that how you can just enroll, that would be at the last of this video. So do not just forget to enroll the batches. That very important. I would say that very helpful in your preparation, because for every paper you just have to start from today. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Thanks for joining me here. If you just downloaded the Adda 247 application, just download this and subscribe the officers Adda 247 application, so that you can get the notifications of the live sessions, as well as the notifications of the important news that is related to your examination. Okay, so thanks for watching me here once again, and thanks for joining me here once again. And like this video if you're liking our effort, and share this video to your friends, so that number of maximum number of our colleagues can join with us.